was born in Northern Ontario, but I only lived there for about a year, so you know, certainly don't remember it. But then I moved to Thunder Bay with my family, Thunder Bay and Sudbury.
So what was it like for you growing up in Northern Ontario?
Oh, it's great.
Yeah?
It's great, yeah. Yeah, it's just, well, it's beautiful, lots of lakes, lots to do in the outdoors, you know.
So like Thompson and the rest of the group of 7 before you, you were inspired by the natural beauty of Northern Ontario.
Mm-hmm.
Describe that kind of inspiration for me. How did, you know, the feeling kind of, how did it strike you?
Well, I could always, you know, I can always remember as a kid, and I know I was 5 years old, and I was in kindergarten, and I went to the library, and I go and grab a book on Tom Thomson, this big, thick coffee table book, and I actually brought it home, and I can remember as a kid, just there was something about it. I was just enamored with the color, and how they could create the illusion of something with really, you know, Tom Thomson painted his sketches with really thick impasto-y paints. And what blew me away was, you know, you got a sense of the feel, the touch, the taste, the smells, what you were looking at. From an early age, for whatever reason, it was just in me. I mean, what 5-year-old goes to the library and picks up a Tom Thomson book and brings it home?
Not many. So describe how this area, Kananaskis, Bragg Creek, inspire you are.
I mean, standing here, and it's beautiful. I've been out on the Highwood River and photographed bobcat 40 minutes from my home. Where else can you do that? For me, it's almost like I'm at play, I'm not at work.
What's your greatest fear in life overall?
Greatest fear? You know, I used to have a little bit of a fear of failure. And I think that was because, you know, the artist is always second-guessing him or herself. You know, you're your own worst critic. What mentors might I've had?
Yeah.
And I don't really like to or think of comparing myself to, you know, any historical painters, because I like what, you know, aspects of what Tony Oatley does,
Yeah.
did. But that's not to say that I'm trying to do what he does.
And what qualities do you most admire in a woman?
I was going to say stick-to-itiveness. I probably would admire that just about in anybody.
Yeah.
And I think stick-to-itiveness means, for me, and certainly nowadays in the society again that we live in, is everything is, well, a lot of what we do is based on quick fixes. We've lost our sense for the need to be patient and let things kind of run their course.
What do you consider your greatest achievement?
I think it was making the jump to be a full-time artist.
Yeah.
Doing that, yeah. That was, I mean, I was always sort of tethered by that paycheck that you could depend on. You know, sort of the Monday to Friday thing, grind, but the paycheck was always there.
Yeah.
And then I kind of thought about, well, hang on a second. If I've got X amount of galleries and they're selling X amount of pieces, they all write the checks on different dates. So it's just got checks coming in, hopefully. I just got to produce good paintings. So you got to kind of put in perspective and just think, you know, paint good and they will come. It's almost like build it and they will come. It sounds corny, but you know, it can work. I mean, even if you're an abstract painter, I mean, there's good abstract art. There's good heavy metal music. And there's bad heavy metal music, in my opinion.
Yep.
You know?